Welcome, everybody. You are joining the Golden Ticket. My name is Angela Huntley. I am Pro 5 with LifeVantage, and tonight it is just a pleasure to get to share with you a bit about the treasure of this opportunity and really the golden nugget, the golden ticket that is this business. And so whoever invited you to this meeting really thinks that you have the potential to grasp onto really the potential for your life that this opportunity holds. So it's absolutely our joy to be able to have you here, to spend this half hour with you, and to get to share a little bit of what a treasure it's been in our life. I continuously use the word treasure because I really don't have anything else that can kind of capsize it in this way. But I'll share a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to hand it on to some other amazing people. But I live in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I am the mother of 5 amazing young men ranging in age from 16 to 23, and wife to my amazing husband, Chad. And my life is a little bit of a Forrest Gump story. So I kind of feel I feel odd when I tell people about all the different things that I've done, and I actually am not going to tell you of all the different things that I've done. But I was raised by entrepreneurs, and they really embedded in me a foundation of an entrepreneurial spirit. So I've spent my lifetime, now I'm 48 years old, and I've spent a lifetime starting organizations and running organizations because that's really what I know, looking for great opportunities and seizing the day when I find them. And so currently, my husband and I own a restaurant. It's a franchise restaurant here in Michigan. We don't work it day to day, but we used to, and we oversee the admin part of it as we both have full-time jobs outside of our restaurant. And so I run HR and business management for an enormous global startup, which is absolutely consuming. And I also have my wellness business. I had decided years ago to step into this opportunity. And so I just wanted to share with you a little bit why, because I know it probably sounds slightly odd, given all the different things that I have my hands into. But about 6 years ago, my youngest son, I have twins, identical twins that are my youngest children. And my youngest son was having pretty severe health problems that were very unexplained. And we didn't really have an issue, or we didn't really have an answer. And I didn't have a way to help him. And feeling helpless, frustrated, very, very weary, because at the time we were adopting a young man who had come from pretty severe neglect and abuse. I was running a nonprofit, and we were opening our restaurant. And really at the very heart of who I was, I just wanted my son to be well, because one of my sons was non-functional and missed 10 months, almost the whole school year of 5th grade as a 10-year-old. And an amazing friend of mine who took a risk reached out to a weary, frustrated, and very skeptical friend to tell her that she thought she had something that could help her son. And if it wasn't for my relationship established with her, I wouldn't have listened. So I know for a lot of us, we were nervous to share about this product because we know it's met with skepticism. We know it has the potential to change people's health and wellness journey. And how do you explain that? It sounds like snake oil. And she approached me when I really didn't want to hear about it, because I had tried everything to help my son Gabe, and nothing helped him. Nothing in the medical community, nothing in the holistic community. I had tried everything. And she really presented to me and shared how she ran an adult foster care home at the time. The overseeing physician had recommended that she put every single resident on this product. She researched it for months. The results were very profound. She in turn ended up paying to put every resident on the product. She said, it's as natural as eating a salad. Just come and hear about it. I present it. This is how she's saying it to me. I present it to all my residents' families because now I pay to put them on it. I just need the families to agree. And so if you'll just come hear about it. And at the time, I came and listened to someone that some of you may know, Melody Sharon, give one of her first presentations. and she shared about the product. And in that moment, the entrepreneurial child in me that had been raised to be an entrepreneur and had been an entrepreneur, and the mom, I was wearing two hats at the time. The mom was saying, what have I got to lose? I literally we're upside down in medical bills. We have nothing that'll help Gabe. What is another $50 a month? I'm just going to try it. I've got nothing to lose. It's not going to hurt him. If it really is like eating a salad, then let's just go for it. I'm going to try it myself and see. But then I switched hats because I can't not be an entrepreneur. And in that moment, I thought, if this is everything it says it is, if these studies are real, if the science is real, if everything I'm hearing really adds up, then I want to be the person that shares this with the people I love and the people I care about. And so before I tried the product, you guys, as crazy as it is, I became a distributor. Me trying the product was me buying a distributor pack. And my friend, because she was at her adult foster care home, she had some on hand. So I said, give me some of that Nerf 2. That's our flagship product. And I did it already being a distributor. And our health results have been profound. I can, in a nutshell, for a different meeting, tell you that the products really gave me my sons back on many levels. I have 5 sons. We've had different health crises through the years. It's been 6 years now. And health-wise, product-wise, living a life of health and wellness, I would never, ever want to be without these products. And in my past, I've been so passionate about wanting to do something with purpose, wanting to do something that can change people's lives, that it just fit for me. But again, with the business, I can tell you that I have never looked back. I have never regretted that moment of stepping in as a business, because as my son's life changed, people noticed and they wanted a piece of that. They wanted what made Gabe well. They wanted what was giving me more energy and bringing us back to life. And so I just want to share with you through the years, as we started our business, I mentioned that we own a franchise restaurant. It was crazy because I found LifeVantage when we were opening our restaurant. We remortgaged our home to start our restaurant. We're still paying it off. I have never made an income from our restaurant, and our brick and mortar business basically owns us. So we don't make an income from it. Our cost of doing business for our brick and mortar restaurant is about $30,000 a month. So I want to let that sink into all of you. And that's just our rent, our insurance, our utilities, our food costs, our employee costs, our taxes. We have to break $30,000 every single month to not get paid. That is kind of what a brick and mortar business does for you. There isn't this thing called residual income. There isn't so much this glamour of owning your own business. It's hard work. It owns us. I could get a call right now that would tell me that there's a plumbing emergency or that one of my employees didn't show up, and I'd have to literally leave this meeting. I've had to leave children's birthday parties. I've had to interrupt my day and go to those my brick and mortar business to solve the issue. And I don't make an income. So it's just an intriguing aspect. It's been almost 6 years and we're in that business, and my husband and I don't make an income. Now we're able to employ people. We're able to give other people income. So there's joy in that. People love our food. So that's incredible. But things like COVID hit and it's tough. And then on the other hand, I have a very, very demanding job. I'm an HR and business manager in a very large global startup of enormous proportions, like really projections to be like Amazon size or UPS or Apple. It's enormous. It's extremely demanding. I'm on salary. And my phone will buzz probably about 10 times during this meeting because it follows me home, and I don't get paid more. I don't get paid more for answering those emails. I don't get paid more for working 48 hours, for working 52 hours, or for working 60 hours. I make a salary. And you know what, you guys? I love my job. It's fun. We're creating something. It's incredible. But as far as really looking at that income potential, I want to share something else with you comparatively. Now, in LifeVantage, my cost of doing business, remember my cost of doing business with the restaurant, about 30 grand, making no money. My cost of doing business with LifeVantage is about $200 a month. And I get product for that. I actually get product that's profoundly enriched my life and my family's life. And since I started this business about 5.5 years ago, almost 6 years ago, my income continues to go up. And as my income goes up, that's actually residual income, meaning that the people that are experiencing the products, the people who are responsible for my income, who are purchasing the products, actually continue to do so. They do so every month. They kind of feel how I feel. They never want to be without it. And so that continues to come. And they tell their friends, and it expands and it grows. And I start to build this beautiful thing that I think, my team members are going to explain even more, called leveraged income, which is completely different than what I explained with my salary as a corporate employee, or with my lack of salary as a brick and mortar business owner. And so I can tell you that one of the things that I love most as probably a in her DNA type of entrepreneur, and someone who looks for awesome opportunities, takes risks, and seizes the day. I'm literally a workhorse and love to push and push and push and strive for more. But coming from that kind of voice, I can tell you that probably my most rewarding venture is my opportunity in my business with LifeVantage. It changes people's lives. It changes my family's life the longer that we're on the products. And I continue to see the leveraged income grow and build and make a difference in my family for such low risk compared to other businesses. And so I'm so glad you're here tonight. I'm so glad you're open to hearing more and to hearing from other people who've had similar experiences, yet different than mine, to seeing if this is quite possibly an opportunity for you. And so one of my favorite people in the universe is someone named Jennifer. We call her Jam because she's Jennifer Alice Murray. She resides in the beautiful paradise of Kauai, Hawaii. And what all can I say about Jennifer? First of all, she's a leader and just an inspiration in this business. And she's actually a published author. She's written vegan cookbooks and been a chef and run a vegan restaurant. And so she as well has some experience comparing the different types of businesses, but she is a mentor of mine. She's gone further and been here longer in this business and really has more wisdom to share. So I'm so thrilled for you all to hear and gain from the wisdom of my dear friend, Jennifer Alice Murray. Take it away.
Wow, Angela, am I ever grateful for inviting you to speak on this call. Thank you for just nailing point after point, because the whole point of asking people to come to the Golden Ticket is to show people what this business is and who the people are that do it and that participate in it. So wow, just thank you for all of that. And also, we're going to hear from Rusty. So I just feel like you just hit so many of the most perfect points. And yes, thank you for the introduction. I also used to own a restaurant, the most demanding thing that I have ever done. And I give you so much credit for having a full-time job on top of that, and a husband with a full-time job, and 5 children that need a lot of your attention as well. So blowing my mind. And I do live out here on this gorgeous paradise island because I am someone that really just values life, you guys. Like, I'm a hard worker. I was raised on the in the Northeast, on the East Coast of the U.S., and just a really strong work ethic there, you know. And everything I do, I put my heart into. I put my soul into it. If I want to do it, then, you know, it occupies my mind. I've always been entrepreneurial and wanted to, you know, do something that contributes to the world and do something that feels good. But what never has felt good, from the restaurant to the cookbooks to everything I've ever done, is how those kind of things can take over your whole life and not really reward you financially, like you were just saying with your restaurant. It's like your feet are nailed to the floor, you're giving everything you've got, and at the end of the day or the end of the month, you really hardly have anything to show for it, or what you do have to show for it doesn't feel like it's worth your precious life. Because at the end, we all lay down and die, right? And nobody sits there thinking, I wish I had worked harder, I wish my restaurant had been more successful. You know, like, we all want to enjoy this beautiful creation, and we all have to enjoy it from within our bodies, right? The creation that is our body is, when we don't have its health, when we don't have vitality, it's just difficult. It's hard to think about anything else in life, including earning money. So thank you for hitting on all those points, because for me, you know, this thing with leveraged income was what struck me when I was still a private chef and a cookbook author and had put the restaurant, you know, to bed for, you know, just for the relief that we needed to just get out of that. You know, I had taken this on because I had an experience with the products, and I knew that other people wanted to find their way out of pain. So I knew that you know, my entrepreneurial hat was on. I was like, I've got my hands on a product that I absolutely know people want. The fact that it slows down the aging process, the fact that it does all these other things, was actually like really in the background for me. I just knew in the moment people want to get out of pain, and I got out of pain, and I'm going to help other people. But I was going on with my life as a cookbook author and a chef. And when I would check back in with this business, I would see numbers had gone up. I would see my check was getting bigger. And that was because other people are talking about this, because everybody knows people that want to get out of pain or slow down the aging process or perform better or look better, you know, like, we, of course, like, we all want those things. And so, you know, with most businesses, I feel like what people focus on the most is the product, you know, like, what is the product? And as you touched on, and as I think Rusty will a little bit too, we have a product where the market is cornered. Nobody has anything like us. You know, we've got peer-reviewed science beyond the beyond. I mean, it's almost silly how amazing the product that we have is. And yet, like you're saying, people love the food at your restaurant, but it makes you no money. People love the food at my restaurant. We closed it down on the New Year's of 2009, and people still talk about it. I was away this weekend to get away, and I still ran into people who are asking me, are you ever going to open up another restaurant? And I'm just thinking, what it takes to be a business owner, if you've already done it, you know, or if you're thinking about it, let me warn you, is it takes everything. You have to be the accountant, you have to be the marketer, you have to sell it. You're still out there selling whatever it is you're offering, and it consumes you. And we're not, most of us, really, really designed and up for that task, not without handing over all of our life energy, all of the waking hours of our day. And with network marketing, we get to combine ourselves. We get to use each other and our talents and our skills, right? Like, anybody on my team and beyond my team can invite to this call. I'm happy to do the talking. We combine our skills together to make, you know, that leadership that we need. And that is what makes network marketing like such a great industry, and the industry of the 21st century and of this time. Before Angela started talking and whisked me away into this passionate world, I was thinking, oh, I should really go over, you know, the 5 components of a successful business as outlined by Harvard Business School. And the reason that we do that on this call is to point out that business schools like Harvard Business School do not just focus on the product. Having a great product is not the cornerstone of having a great business. You also have to have an amazing company. You have to have timing up the wazoo. You have to have trends on your side. You have to have a compensation. People need to feel rewarded and compensated, and you have to have great products, right? I don't think the timing could be any better, you guys. I think timing is just bananas in this company right now. And we are a part of the largest economic trend in world history. The whole world has never seen an economic trend like we're seeing with wellness. And that was before last year. And the leaps and bounds that the wellness industry has taken during the COVID times is something I can't even put into words. It is exploding. People now understand why we need to be well, why we need to focus on our health, why it has to be more important than anything else, because without it, the whole world shuts down. I mean, nothing could be more obvious right now. So we've got timing and we've got trends. And as you've heard, we have compensation and we have products and we have a company that we all just adore. I mean, everyone on this Zoom is such a good and solid person that wouldn't want to have anything to do, with something shady or underhanded. And our company is such a gem in the network marketing industry because we are publicly traded on the NASDAQ. Out of thousands and thousands of companies, there's only less than 10, I think 5 or 6 companies that are traded on the NASDAQ. And what that does is it makes everything transparent. It makes it so that you can go and look up anything you want to know, how much the CEO makes, you want to know how much it takes to produce a bottle or whatever. I mean, everything is transparent. Everything is find outable. There's no secrets. And it was always established that way because our company was started by scientists, not people looking to make money in the supplement industry, but it was started by scientists who had made a discovery that was having such an extraordinary effect on the human body that they wanted to keep being able to fund their studies. So making a company publicly traded means people can invest in your company. And when they hear what you're doing and how exciting it is, maybe they'll invest and then you'll have more money to keep, your thing going. And so it was just a really pure beginning to the company, and it's led to just a lot of clarity and a lot of growth and a lot of, our ability to spread it person to person, which is what we do. So what wound up happening for me, I joined the company and someone that I knew someone who knew someone who knew someone who knew this wonderful physical therapist, lives in the same town as me, never heard of him, never met him before in my life. Rusty Cottrell, steps into my business after I've been 10 months telling people about my story and my experience in growing my company. Well, it turns out, Rusty Cottrell had spent 35 years almost already at that point, focused on health, educating his community. He's a leader in his church, and his physical therapy practice was just so well respected, and his just integrity and who he is was just so known that this guy was not going to get involved with anything other than the best of the best of the best of the best. And so having someone like him step into my business was one of those moments where you come back to your computer and those numbers are just going through the roof, and you didn't, all you did was go to sleep and wake up and the numbers got bigger because this guy came in and people knew to trust him, and all he wants to do in life is help people feel good and bring them toward the fresh, healthy life that he and his large, loving family lead together. And so because of this business, just like Angela kind of said, it's like you get linked up with like-minded people who also care, who are also out to do good and help people with their pain and suffering. And Rusty, I would love for you to come on and share your story with us as well. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jennifer. Angie, amazing. 30,000 a month. Are you serious? That was your overhead? In my physical therapy practice, I thought I had a high overhead of 20,000. I remember signing a lease for $100,000, just one piece of equipment from my office, signing that lease for $100,000. And I thought, this is crazy. Yeah, when I bought the business pack, you know, that was my biggest investment in LifeVantage, and then the $200 a month. Anyway, as a physical therapist, I was 57 at the time that this information came to me. I wasn't really willing to look at it, but when I finally looked at the science, I was amazed at what we had. You know, imagine being 57, knowing that the end of your career is around the corner and you had no retirement. Remember the crash of 2008 and 2009? That happened to me and many of us. And I just had no hope for the future as far as retirement. I think I got, you know, when you get a notice of Social Security, what it's going to be, was pathetic, right? For all those years I spent, right, working, and then that little tiny amount that you'd get. So I really had no hope of retirement in any way. I think 95% of people that turn 65 have no hope for retirement, and I was one of those people. I didn't really know that this was going to be the answer to that. But because I was so excited about the science. In fact, I signed up as a distributor before I even took the product, because I saw the science. It blew me away. And so, and like Jennifer said, I just started telling everyone that I knew about it. And it just all of a sudden, it's like, you know, this could be a nice little side income. And then as the months went by and the years went by, I semi-retired in a couple of years. That was amazing, working 1 to 2 days a week, and I was really enjoying that. And then I finally retired in July 2019, before COVID hit. I had a friend of mine who was a physical therapist, and they had a bunch of offices. And when COVID hit, it really was damaging to their business. And I just thought, you know, I dug this well before it went dry for me. It was just an amazing thing. Imagine having a business where you have really no competition. For example, the National Institute of Aging did a study on our activators, and they actually proved that we're the only natural product that can say we have proof for the National Institute of Aging, written up in their journal called Aging Cell, that we can actually extend life and delay disease. And we have an ABC primetime investigative report that typically will debunk a company or show fraudulent activity, comes in and finds out it works. So I mean, as far as an opportunity with an amazing product, we have it. Now, I wasn't looking for that, but once it came to my door, I recognized it. And maybe you're at that place where maybe you knew you needed something, but you weren't really out looking for it, but someone got you to watch this Zoom. And maybe you're that person. Maybe you're like me, and you could get excited about something that we have. Imagine being able to, for example, you turn the hose on, you open up the hose and it starts flowing out water. Well, when you're younger, our bodies actually flow out enzymes that actually keep us young, prevent inflammation, prevent scar tissue formation, stuff like that, aging in a sense. Imagine being able to keep that open or turn it back on or open it back up again. That's what we have. And we can do it from our gene level. It's absolutely amazing. So if you're looking for something you can get excited about, a team that you want to work with. I mean, working with this team of family I get to work with is one of the joys that I didn't really count on, didn't really understand, didn't know would even happen. But I know that retirement for me has been an amazing experience. I get to take my wife to New Zealand for our whatever umpteenth, 40th something anniversary, forget when it was. Hope she doesn't watch this now. We got to go there and visit and just hang out for quite some time over there before COVID hit, actually. And I just had never been able to do that. I was so tied to my job and so tied to my work. I could only leave for the max of 2 weeks. That would be it. And then I was thinking when I was gone, how much money I was losing and how much I was going to have to pay in overhead anyway, you know, when I was gone. It was always that stress. And I just loved, you know, getting into this kind of business because the overhead, again, is so low. And then you're working with a team of people. And like Jennifer said, the having other people share this while you're sleeping because they live in Australia or they live somewhere else, and your business can go day and night and you're not even doing it. And think about this. You're reaching so many people through your network that you're blessing. And as a physical therapist, one of the major things that I really got a lot of a blessing from was knowing that I was doing good for humanity, that I was actually changing people's lives. I was making them healthier and better. And now I'm impacting so many more people through the network that I have started and keep going with. And I'm just basically reaping all those stories that I get to hear about all the wonderful, either it's saving them from a financial disaster or saving them from a health disaster. And I get to have a little bit of that, that heart warmth, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just an amazing thing. I invite you to get to the person that invited you to see this and really give it a serious thought, because even though I almost passed it by many times, and my daughter just basically twisted my arm, you got to see this or I'm going to do this. And so I got in to protect her from getting involved in a scam and found out it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen before. So thank you for giving me this time, Angie, Jennifer. It's great to work with you guys. And thanks again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rusty, for sharing. And we're going to wrap it up. But just know, if you're super curious about the product, there is a 30-minute Zoom later today, 2:30 Hawaii time, 5:30 West Coast, 8:30 p.m. on the East Coast, where our lovely Kamaile Puaoi goes over in great detail what the products are about. But other than that, just thank you for joining us, and the person who invited you will be surely getting back to you to see how you feel about what you heard today. So much aloha to you.